All right, happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome on into the daily broadcast. Glad you're hanging out with us this evening, whether you're in West Texas or any other fine place you might be tonight. We got the most Texan thing you've done this week. We got Tech basketball. I'm not going to say it's a must win for Tech basketball against Arizona tomorrow, but it's kind of a must win. If you want to make the NCAA tournament, you've got this game at home. It's kind of a must win. Can they do it? NFL playoffs in action tomorrow. The Kansas City Chiefs are your teaser kings. If you are into that sort of thing, we'll explain. And then the Dallas Cowboy coach search. It's Deion Sanders. It's Cliff Kingsbury. It's who is it? What's going to happen? You know, day 147 of the coach search. You tell me. It's a Friday night. Let's have some fun. We got winter weather coming in. Are you ready? And by the way, is one of the things I did this week that I think is the most Texan thing I've done this week. We'll tell you about that in just a little bit. All right, let's get it going. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. Oh, there we go. Product placement right there. Brought to you in part by Domino's Pizza. 50% off on a lot of the pizzas this week if you order online. So it's Friday night. Lay in some pizza for the weekend. The weather's about to get really cold. You don't want to get out. You could do that tonight. You could do that tomorrow there with Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. Thank them when you order for being great participants and supporters of what we do in Raiderland. And by the Shropshire Agency. Jeff and his crew ready to make your insurance needs and meet your insurance needs, I should say, in 2025 and make things better. So give them a holler. They, again, great supporters of what we do, everything we do here at theraiderland.com. Independent, just like all great West Texans. And all of the communication, whether you are on YouTube, and we appreciate everybody on YouTube. Hey, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube on our channel, right now, it's Raiderland YouTube channel, give us thumbs up and then share that and invite people in. That grows the metrics. We are still trying to get to that magical 500 subscribers number. You know, we got, thousands on Twitter and thousands or whatever on Facebook. We're trying to get that on YouTube. When we do that, it's really cool. So if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter X, you don't even have to watch. You can subscribe. You get the idea. All that tonight. Brought to you by United Supermarkets, where, hey, if you're panicked about the cold weather, don't worry. I was there today. I had to get saline solution and a couple of trash bags, a couple of other things. They're fully stocked up here in West Texas. No panic buying, okay? Nobody running out buying potted meat, peanut butter, toilet paper. All right? You're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. We might be below freezing for 2 days or something. It's going to be okay. But thanks to United Supermarkets, that's why that is happening. All right, getting going on the chat line there. Thanks to United. The talking box is on. Indeed, it is. Fact. Jeff is on YouTube. Still 4 inches of snow on the ground in the great Midwest from 2 weeks ago. And by that, I assume you mean like Canyon and Amarillo, right? We got any panhandle people? Y'all still got snow up there? Should have asked my kid. Greg, the talking box is on. Indeed, the talking box is on. Most Texan thing you have done this week, we've been asking this. It started off after the Williams and Hyatt show, and then just a fun thing to do on Fridays on my Facebook page. We incorporated it into Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland on a radio there on Talk 103.9 FM with me and Rob Bro for about 4 years or so. And we continue it on. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's fun to hear, particularly people out of state or whatever, tell us what they think the most Texan thing they have done was this week. For me, it was earlier today. It's in the 60s. It was in the 60s this afternoon. Blowing dirt. It is a beautiful spring day. I mean, just howling winds, blowing dirt here in West Texas. And I am out there with insulation tape, wrapping up an exposed pipe on the side of the house, going, yeah, this has got to be the most West Texan thing. That you are wrapping up pipe at 60 degrees, literally, even hotter. You know, you're going, yeah, well, This time tomorrow, we got to get ready. Beautiful. 100%. Jacob is on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. If you don't follow us on Twitter, sounds like a Chamber of Commerce day in Raiderland, what we call Yankee repellent. It keeps the people out of here that I don't want living here. And I love it when we have weather like this. You got to want to live in Raiderland. You got to want to live in West Texas. And if you don't, get on down the road. Chris blew up beaver dams with tannerite. Are you sure you did that, Chris? Or were you watching an old rerun of Duck Dynasty? That sounds like a Duck Dynasty rerun. NFL playoffs. What do you got? Chiefs, Texans? Game of the weekend, obviously, is the Bills and the Ravens. Beyond that, what do you got? What are you looking forward to? Bring back the 11 a.m. show. No, we will not. No, we can't. We'll never do it again. I did an 11 a.m. show. I did a 3 o'clock show, a 4 o'clock show, a 5:30, a 5 o'clock show, and a 5:30 show. Done doing the shows. We do a 6:30 show. Much better, 100%. The most Texan thing I did this week was buy a gallon of Bluebell ice cream, newly available in St. Louis. Really? Wow. Like they never had Bluebell up there before? What did they eat? They had no ice cream. That's a shame. What flavor, by the way? What flavor of Bluebell did you get? And they've only got like 5 bajillion flavors now. What'd you get? Most Texan thing you've done this week? You tell me. Tech basketball, Arizona tomorrow, 1 o'clock tip-off. It's a vitally important game. Do you believe the Red Raiders can get a win tomorrow? Why? Why not? What needs to happen to get the win? JT Toppin. And then everybody else, but Toppin. Junior high track meet weather right here. That's hilarious. I told somebody today the only thing this day missed truly was a junior high track meet. That when you have high winds, 50, 60 miles an hour, dirt blowing, everything else, why are we not having a junior high track meet? That's West Texas at its finest. Chris going back to, oh yeah, blowing up stuff with the tannerite. Nope, did it, great fun. Why do you hate beaver? No, I understand it. Well, that's cool. Like how much tannerite and how did you detonate the tannerite? Did we just fire around like an AR-15 round, or something in there, 30-06? What'd you fire in there to blow up the tannerite? I need more details on how we structured this. And then, so beavers implies water, trying to, create some water flow and some water breaks and stuff. I need more details here. You just can't tell me blew up beaver bands, beaver. Let's try it again for our English speaking audience. Beaver dams with tannerite. There's a band name in there somewhere, right? The tannerite beaver dam. Anyhow, Craig, the most Texan thing I'll get to do this week is clean up an 8-foot tall by 60-foot barrier of tumbleweeds. There was one in north of Lubbock today. I think KCBD, shout out to them, at least on their Twitter feed. A half mile of tumbleweeds. Seen it, been there. The Millennium Crunch, solid. I've had it before. It's all right. I mean, my favorites are the pralines and cream, Rocky Road always, cookie dough. That's pretty good. And they don't. It's my all-time 2 favorites were actually by Baskin Robbins. One was called Baseball Nut, which kind of had some cherries, nuts, amazingly, and then vanilla and maybe a scoop of chocolate, and then mint chocolate chip. Like if you had to have the go-to 100% across the board, no matter the brand, I don't know anything about your ice cream. What am I going to get? Mint chocolate chip. Craig, the most Texas. Oh, we already did that. Hi there. Thanks. Sorry. Pistachio. Just Alan on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media if you're not following. Just pistachio. That could mean anything. It could be talking about Tech basketball. What kind of defense do we need to see out of the Red Raiders? Pistachio. They got to win with defense, right, against Arizona. Arizona flying high right now. HoopsHD.com. They've driven their number over the last 3 weeks up to number 27. Tech, by the way. Hi there, Texas Tech. Barely in on Dave Ammon's site, Brackettville.wordpress.com. One of the last 4 in. That's good. You're in the tournament right now. According to them, you are on hoopshd.com. Last 4 in, last 4 out, depending on which bracket at a given time. But your number has gone up to 44. That matters. Tech needs that number to be about 34 to really be inside the cut line. The problem for Texas Tech is the Big 12 is down this year. The SEC is up. The Big 10, they're gobbling up spaces and spots. So you don't have a lot of marquee wins this year in the Big 12. In the past, you just showed up in the Big 12. You played games. Your number went up. Your RPI number went up. And you won some games. And you were fine. You had 18, 19, 20 wins. You were in. I agree with my friend Alan Corbin, who said pistachio. Pistachio. I agree with him that I think you got to get around 21 or 22 this year wins to get Texas Tech in. You need to beat Arizona at home tomorrow, and you're going to have to do it with better defense than what you played in your losses at home. What an amazing stat. Texas Tech, for the first time since 04-05, opening the year with 3 road wins, 3-0 on the road, but you can't win at home. What the hell's going on around here? Everybody grabbing, nobody tackling. Alan, pistachio. Tech will be a tough nut to crack and be salty. Then after a win, they'll be sweet like pistachio ice cream. I don't know that I've ever had pistachio ice cream. Don't know that I haven't. Don't know that I have. Maybe I need to, you know. Damon, my wife loves baseball nut ice cream. So that implies to me something here. They still make it? It's still made? I don't even know if we have a Baskin Robbins. That's where I remember getting it as a kid. I'm talking like junior high, early mid 80s. Do we still have a Baskin Robbins in Lubbock? I can't tell you the last time I literally went into a ice cream place to get ice cream. I don't know. It's not on my radar that much. So if we have one, that implies that I could still get it. I thought they were all gone. Damon, though, your wife has incredible taste in ice cream. That's fantastic. And we appreciate that. That's a good thing. All right, you guys can get in on the chat line. Thanks to United Supermarkets. Your thoughts on Texas Tech basketball, the most Texan thing you have done this week. Are you ready? Are we ready for the winter weather? Are we good with that? You know, they moved all the immaculation and emasculation and inoculation and inauguration stuff in Washington, D.C. for the most part inside, and people are like, yeah, but we came all this way, and yeah, you know, whatever, and don't worry about it. You know, it all gets taken care of. It's going to be like in the 20s or something up there, and it's amazing because I was told that the Earth's temperature was rising, and you know that if you elect this guy Donald Trump, you know we're gonna burn up, you know. But hey, apparently we're getting off to a good start on that. So yeah, the weather though in Texas, it looks like for the most part it's kind of moderating out right now. Maybe not a lot of snow or anything. They thought it's gonna be what we used to call, and this is a meteorological term that I learned taking atmospheric science classes at Texas Tech, ATMO, as we called it. And I learned in ATMO, there's a term, it's called cold. It's going to be cold in January. In mid-January, it's going to be cold. Hope everybody's ready for that. Where are you laying in food-wise? You got a menu planned out? What are you doing? Craig, the Texan thing I've done this week is getting invited to go to Coach Henderson's house and visit for 2 hours. I assume that means Butch Henderson, legendary Coronado head coach, Borger head coach before that. And if that is the case, please give him my best. Pass that along from me and my mom and my family. And tell him what a great guy I think he is. And that I would have thoroughly enjoyed playing for him. And by that, I mean I could have never played for Butch Henderson because he ran the wing tee, and I was not a wing tee quarterback. I was an I formation drop back quarterback and couldn't have played. But if that's what you're talking about, that's awesome. That's cool. And please pass along and tell him I said, hey. Not that I could really play in the I formation either way. Alan, did you know we now have 28 amendments to the Constitution? We're just manufacturing amendments all the time. Just wake up, got an amendment you like? Yeah, it's the law of the land. How did that happen? Well, the states and everything, they got it done at the time. Oh, no, that didn't happen. Just, the chief executive said it's an amendment now. Beautiful. Love it. The post-constitutional society we live in now. Great stuff. Can't wait to see more. Kind of disappointed there weren't other amendments. I was waiting for the constitutional amendment to ban the designated hitter and AstroTurf. And if you go back and look at the Coronado High School yearbook in 1987 or 88, I can't remember which, that was one of my quotes in the yearbook. Like you got to have I guess it would have been 88 because it was senior type deal. And, you get, I don't know, like who's who or something. Anyways, they ask people, what's your quote or whatever, and, there should be a constitutional amendment against a designated hitter and AstroTurf. Well, now apparently we can just do it. If I'd known it was that easy in 1988, I would have done it then. Think you ever allowed that to take place. Robert says no snow here. Higher. Easy for you to say. Of course, the question is where is there and for how much longer? Craig, Coach Butch Henderson and I talked yesterday or extensively about Coach Hyde. He had some great smiles and laughed so hard thinking about it. Makes my heart feel good, man. For those who don't know, Coach Hyde would be my dad on staff with Butch Henderson from 1989 to 2000. When did my dad retire? 99, fall of 99, spring of 2000 there at Coronado. And the feeling was mutual. So that's cool. Appreciate that, man. Did my name not come up? He didn't say, God, the one regret I have, I didn't get to coach Ryan Hyatt. Things would have been different early on. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. David Cobb, Kirby Adams, they handled it quite nicely after I was there. I would have loved to have played in the wing tee. I was not suited for it. The wing tee is a beautiful offense. The wing tee, if you gave me a full year to ramp up any high school team for the most part, I could go win a minimum of 7 games, I think, running the wing tee offense today. Could do it. I need maybe not the first year because I got to go through a full spring. I got to get it in there and then the full fall. You can win with that today. There's nothing wrong with that offense. Great offense. James, most Texan thing was going from heavy jackets to light jacket in the span of a few hours, then back to heavy jacket. I mean, I took a jacket this morning. This afternoon, I was wearing a T-shirt and, whatever. And then tomorrow, you'll need the jacket. And then Sunday, we just all hope to survive, right? That's really what we're doing here in West Texas. Just survive the next 48 to 72 hours. Most Texan thing you've done this week, what is it? Tech men's basketball. We will have a round ball rewind tomorrow after the game, probably around 4 or so in the afternoon. is what I'm guessing on that, around 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So enjoy the game, everything else. Hopefully, a pretty good crowd. The students are back. I don't know if Tech's, no, now don't give me the lying. I don't know if Tech started classes this week or not. See, in my mind, they don't go back until after MLK Day, but they had a good student crowd. And by that, I mean, they were impactful last weekend. They were, even though they might not have been huge in number, ought to be a pretty good crowd. And then if you want to talk about Kansas City, if you want to talk about the NFL playoffs or the Dallas Cowboy coaching search, I mean, I was on with Matt and Tom on KFYO morning show this, who's going to get the Cowboy job? I don't know. Do you really think Jerry Jones knows right now at 6:50 on Friday night? Do you think Jerry Jones knows who his next coach is going to be? And that's kind of the problem with Jerry Jones at times, is that, he gets rid of a coach or whatever. And I don't know that he has a plan. We're going to get a great coach. That's not a plan. Don't get rid of a coach unless you have, for certain, 3 or 4 guys that you can get. Deion Sanders ain't one of them. Wing T, a very versatile offense. The greatest thing about the Wing T offense is, for offensive linemen, they don't have to be amazingly athletic. They have to be smart. And again, if you've got an athletic quarterback, 1 running back, and 1 receiver, you can make this thing work. That the angle blocking, the line angle blocking, the guards pulling, everything else. Now, by me saying they don't, offensive linemen don't have to be great. By that I mean they don't have to be 6'5", 260 pounds at the high school level. All right, they got to be able to move. They got to have decent feet, good footwork. That's the key. Quick feet, execution on the offensive line. We're pulling, we're angle blocking, we're sealing, we're kicking out, all that sort of stuff. So they have to be athletic, but they don't have to be massive, huge, because the angles that are created by the blocking schemes of the Wing T are vastly different. Even from just setting up, in a pass-happy air raid style offense where you just get the biggest guys you can and they stand there like this. And they really don't know how to block. They know how to be big. That's not blocking, by the way. Alan, I quit playing football when Coronado dropped the Wing T for the spread offense. I couldn't block as much as a tight end in the spread. No, there really was no use for that as a blocking tight end when they went to the spread. And sadly, I think that was part of I understand why Butch Henderson went to that offense at Coronado in the 2000s, but I think that hastened, if anything, his demise, and I wish he'd stuck with it in the face of parents screaming, got to get with the Mike Leach offense. We got to modernize. You got to do this. No, you really don't. You really don't. You want to win a bunch of games. You want to win some district championships that nobody ever did before Butch Henderson got there. Maybe listen to Butch freaking Henderson. Idiots. Texas Tech 77, Arizona 73. I think Tech fans would take that. I'll be happy if men's basketball is 500 for conference play. And if they are, not an NCAA tournament team, probably. Annie says, started 2 days ago. I'm afraid to ask what that is, which question I was asking that is in reference to. Started to get two days ago. Getting ready for the winter weather, perhaps? Laying in some great food? What's on the menu? What are you guys going to do this weekend? Tech started classes on Wednesday. Oh, well, okay. Good for them. David Collier is the KMAC 28 sports director, Red Raider Nation host, and the social bon vivant around Jones Stadium, letting you know exactly what's happening on those early starts. They didn't start this week, judging by the influx of interns. Oh, they did. Pardon me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the United Supermarkets chat line, where I can't read it It's too damn small. They did start this week, judging by the influx of interns at the station. Well, at least the meteorologist is happy. Jerry will let the whiskey of the day decide who will be the next coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what you mean right there. Isn't that special? Alan, Jerry knows he's hiring a coach on January 28th to steal as much of airtime as possible before the Super Bowl. Fact. Again, it doesn't matter about winning, just matters about being viable and being visible. High profile, as Troy Aikman said, doesn't mean great job. Glenn scraped ice off the windshield this morning. Dirt and tumbleweeds this afternoon in Amarillo. Yeah, same thing down here in Lubbock. I mean, it was a great spring day today. Wasted because we didn't have junior high track or a softball game. Because apparently softball games can only be played in high winds or chilly temperatures, not in good weather. Andy's saying Tech started this week. Yeah, hey, now I know. I don't think WT starts until Tuesday, unless my son's been, kidding me this week. Entirely possible. And we got about 4 or 5 minutes left. Most Texan thing you've done. Playoffs. Anyone can. First off, we obviously don't have any Texan fans, right? Because nobody thinks the Texans are going to win, which is exactly why I would tease down Kansas City to get them through the 6 and the 3. My prediction on that game tomorrow, close game in the first half. Kansas City kind of staggers around. Houston could lead at the half. Won't be surprised. I think Kansas City wins by 7, right around 7. I don't like that 8 number. That's why I would recommend shoving in heavy on Kansas City on 2 teasers with the home favorites. Drag the home favorites down. Take Detroit down. Get them to around 3, maybe 2.5, depending on the number you get tomorrow. And then Buffalo, you can drag Buffalo down against Baltimore tomorrow or Sunday around 4.5. I mean, hey, you can't beat that at home, right? We like the home fave. We like the home dog. Whatever. And we can make that happen. But Kansas City, I think tomorrow, they are not built to blow out teams. And 8 points, that's kind of a blowout. It should be in the divisional round. Kansas City, though, has been in the Mahomes era, just lethal in this round. But we've also seen them get down in these games, particularly to the Houston Texans. So I won't be surprised. Don't freak out tomorrow with Kansas City first half and then second half. Maybe you're sitting there with like a 10-point lead, Texans scratch for a field goal, or, even like a 13-point lead, and Texans score late, get a touchdown late, and you end up winning it. That's what Kansas City does right now. Game of the weekend ought to be Baltimore and Buffalo. And as somebody mentioned, all the home favorites this weekend, every single one of them has a quarterback that's probably a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. That's pretty impressive. We talk about chalk. That's what this round is. In a year where we have seen a big gap emerge between the good teams in the NFL and the bad ones. Look at the number of teams that have crappy records this year compared to other years. That there has been a bigger gap in the NFL, which normally you would sit there and go, well, surely somebody in the divisional rounds going to spring an upset. You tell me who. You tell me who, and we'll walk down there together hand in hand. I'll bet that conviction. I don't see it. That doesn't mean there aren't close games, but I don't see a surprise out there this weekend. The Commodores, their season's about to come to an end. Brandon is on our YouTube channel. Thank you, everybody on YouTube. And if you are on the YouTube, hey, give us thumbs up, like that, share it, do that sort of stuff. We appreciate it. It helps grow the algorithm. Says, I see Texans with 1 TD each half, 1 defensive TD. They were really good at that a year ago. Was it a year ago? Yeah, I think it was a year ago. One field goal, slowing down the Chiefs' offense for a decent win. I don't think they're going to get there. They can. I mean, the Chiefs are vulnerable. Again, they played with fire scarecrow all year long, but I don't see your Texans getting there with that. It's going to take 27 to win the game. All right. So you're talking about 21-24. Nah, 27. It's going to take 27 to win, and wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs end up putting 31 up. They've showed signs over the last 3 games that they were trending a little bit more that way. Plus, you've got some guys rested up, healed up, old guys enjoyed the time off. They haven't played a meaningful game since December 23rd or whatever it was. Talking about the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm not going to give you that one. That's not enough to win. You need to show me how the Texans can get to 31. Then I can see that. Coach Anderson says Robert was here in Borger. Yes, he was. Watching and waiting and waiting and watching and getting in just in time as the show ends. Once again, Jan, great Texas Tech fan, 6:30 to 7 on the show. You guys can do one more thing for me tonight. Share this with your friends. Put it out there. Then come back tomorrow afternoon around 4:30 or so, give or take, for a round ball rewind. We will recap Texas Tech and Arizona. One of two things. Tech will win or lose. One or two things. Texas Tech either authors a victory that gets them really off the bubble discussion and back into the, okay, you're an NCAA tournament team, or another great opportunity is pass them by at home to get that kind of win, and that it's later than you think when it comes to putting together an NCAA resume, and now you're back again flirting outside, and I think you are still flirting outside the lines on the NCAA tournament. Now, you guys, again, know you're smart. You watch the show that Texas Tech is not just dead set, solid lock NCAA right now, that they are the outlier on the net rankings and numbers and on the other metrics that we look at to put a team in the NCAA tournament. Every year there are a couple of teams. Tech is the poster child this year for that. It's got to even out over the next few weeks, and it will. Tech's either going to get some good wins in the Big 12 or they're not, and that net goes away. The predictive number, which should never be used, in my opinion, by the way, for sports betting and or trying to figure out who's going to be in the NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, back to the discussion. Tomorrow, one of two things will happen. One, not good. One, really good, because a win against Arizona right now, your first win against a team currently in the NCAA tournament field. You beat Arizona, that's good, and you actually get a home win. Let's see what happens, right? So we'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon around 4:30. Damon, it was green, white checker tonight. It was glorious. It was fantastic. I want everybody to be safe and well this weekend. Stay warm. Appreciate all you do. Follow us on Twitter X at Ryan Hyatt Media. Follow David Collier if he's still there. Collier on TV. Great follow on Twitter. Share this on Facebook, wherever you may be. Follow us on our YouTube channel. Don't cost nothing. All right. We'll post this here on the website in just a second. You can link it from there if you want to. TheRaiderland.com.